Breaking news! The pressure is mounting behind the scenes for the Denver Broncos, and I have some great news for you. We all know the Broncos have their sights set on a Super Bowl berth, and to do so, Sean Payton needs a solid roster. I'm going to break down everything I've learned about the latest shakeup that's shaking up the running back scene. But before we get started, if you've been a Broncos fan for over 20 years, be sure to like this post. It's always exciting to see Broncos Nation span generations. If you can, leave a comment saying, "Go Broncos! My heart bleeds orange and blue." Let's get straight to the point. It's official. J.K. Dobbins is now a Denver Broncos player. That's right, Denver has signed the talented but often injured running back to a one-year, $5.25 million contract with $2.7 million guaranteed. This move has caused a stir around the Broncos neighborhood, and it's more than just a headline. It's a strategic, calculated move by the front office. George Payton and Sean Payton know exactly what they're doing here, and we need to understand why this could be one of the smartest, low-risk, high-reward deals of the offseason. Dobbins, a former Comeback Player of the Year finalist, arrives in Denver after a season in which he racked up more than 1,000 scrimmage yards and 9 touchdowns in just 13 games. That level of production is undeniable, but what keeps its market value in check is its health history. Since 2022, he's played just 22 games in 3 seasons. For a running back, especially one who thrives on cutting and explosive lower body movements, recurring knee and leg injuries are definitely a concern. But here's the thing, this is a one-year deal. The Broncos aren't betting on the future, they're protecting the present. Dobbins isn't coming in to warm the bench or just be a locker room guy. He's coming in as the presumptive RB1. That's huge. R.J. Harvey, while talented and quick with a shifty play style, is still adjusting to the pro level. Audric Estime brings power and depth, but Dobbins has been an RB1 since his rookie season. He runs with a thunder style, north-south, decisive, and strong. While he may not have Harvey's elusiveness, he makes up for it with sheer strength and smart, patient vision behind the line of scrimmage. That kind of running is tailor-made for Sean Payton's offense. And here's the thing, this isn't just about numbers or stat sheets. Dobbins brings leadership. He brings mentorship. Imagine what R.J. Harvey could learn from a guy who knows how to navigate NFL trenches, who understands defensive schemes, who's fought through adversity and still managed to produce when it mattered. This move isn't just about immediate production. It's about creating a sustainable, multi-dimensional backfield. Now think about the implications for the rest of the offense. With Dobbins in the mix, play action becomes a legitimate threat. Defenses will have to respect the run, and that opens up the field for Bo Nix. This is the type of balanced offense Sean Payton has been dreaming of, and it's starting to come together. Let's not forget, a strong running game is a quarterback's best friend. Bo Nix, still developing, now has a seasoned vet in his backfield who can not only produce but also help him manage the game better. And if Dobbins balls out, say he stays healthy, plays 14 to 15 games, and pushes for 1,500 scrimmage yards with double-digit touchdowns, what then? Are the Broncos really going to let that kind of player walk? Not likely. This could very well turn into a longer-term relationship, especially since Dobbins is still only 26 and squarely in his prime. It's also important to note what this says about the Broncos' internal evaluations. Let's be real, they didn't feel fully confident handing the reins to R.J. Harvey just yet. That's not a knock on Harvey, it's just smart roster management. Dobbins offers a safety net. He gives the Broncos breathing room. And if injuries rear their ugly head again, the team is only in for 1 year of risk. But if he stays healthy, Broncos country, we might be looking at a massive steal. And don't sleep on the ripple effect. This move doesn't just impact the running back room, it elevates the entire offense. The dynamic shifts. The game planning changes. Defenses now have to prepare for a real three-headed monster, Dobbins, Harvey, and Estime. And Payton? You just know he's already cooked up some wild packages and formations to get the most out of this trio. We could see Dobbins pounding the rock under center, Harvey dancing out of the shotgun, and Estime pounding away in goal line situations. Versatility is the name of the game. But here's the million-dollar question I have for all of you watching. Do you believe J.K. Dobbins can stay healthy and become the bell cow this offense needs? Is this the piece that gets us one step closer to the Super Bowl? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because we're just getting started. And as we continue peeling back the layers of what this signing means, we need to talk about the long-term ramifications for Denver's offensive identity under Sean Payton. The Broncos' offense has been through a transformation, not just in talent, but in philosophy. A year ago, Denver was searching for a consistent run game, struggling to find rhythm and relying on flashes from players like Javonte Williams, who, while solid, never truly fit the mold of a reliable, every-down back in this system. Now, with Dobbins leading the charge and a more versatile backfield overall, there's clarity, there's purpose, And more importantly, there's competition, something Payton thrives on. Every snap, every yard is going to be earned in this running back room, and that's the type of fire that breeds excellence. Dobbins doesn't just change the dynamics for the backs, he changes the whole offensive tempo. He gives Payton the luxury to slow the game down when needed, grind down defenses in the second half, and protect leads, something the Broncos have failed to consistently do in recent years. If you watched the tape from last season, you saw too many games slip away due to stalled drives, failed third and shorts, and no answer in the red zone. Dobbins brings solutions to those problems. He's not just a first down back, he's a drive finisher. That lower body power, that drive through contact, those strong hands in the passing game, they all serve a purpose in making the Broncos more dangerous, more balanced, and more unpredictable. And while we're being honest, this also gives Denver leverage, both financially and schematically. A one-year deal gives the Broncos all the power. If Dobbins thrives and fits the culture, you extend him. If not, you've lost nothing long-term. But in the meantime, you've bought time for R.J. Harvey and Audric Estime to find their groove, adjust to the pro speed, and develop within Payton's scheme. It's a classic veteran bridge scenario, but with upside that could far exceed expectations. We also need to consider what this means for Bo Nix, the rookie quarterback carrying enormous expectations into his first NFL season. A solid running game is critical for any young QB, and now Nix won't be asked to win games single-handedly. With Dobbins in the backfield, Nix can grow within the offense, use play action, rollouts, and quick reads to manage games early while the running game does the heavy lifting. The Broncos are setting up a situation where their young quarterback can succeed without being overwhelmed. That's how good teams are built, and it starts with smart veteran signings like this one. Another overlooked element, Dobbins' ability to pass block. It's not flashy. It won't make highlight reels, but it matters a lot. When defenses send blitzes, having a back that can step up and protect the quarterback is critical. Dobbins has that awareness, that toughness, that willingness to throw himself into a pass rusher to give his QB time to throw. Again, it's those little things that separate average teams from great ones. And this signing tells me that the Broncos are starting to make those nuanced, layered moves that winning franchises make. And listen, we've got to talk about the mindset shift here. The Broncos aren't just gathering talent. They're assembling a unit with identity. Dobbins plays angry. He runs with purpose. He fights for every inch. That's contagious. That's culture. And culture is what's been missing from this locker room. Sean Payton is injecting physicality back into the team, and if you've been watching Denver for the past few years, you know how badly we've needed that. Think about it. Last season, opposing defenses didn't fear Denver's run game. They keyed in on the pass, disrupted timing, and dared the Broncos to beat them on the ground. This year, with Dobbins in the backfield and Harvey providing that change of pace, defenses are going to have to pick their poison. That's how you create mismatch nightmares, and suddenly, guys like Marvin Mims Jr. and Cortland Sutton are going to see lighter coverage. Tight ends will have more space to operate. And Bo Nix, he'll be throwing with more comfort, more confidence. There's also the schedule. We know the road to the playoffs is tough, but physical football travels. Cold weather, tough defenses, playoff atmospheres, that's where Dobbins can shine. That's where having a punishing back pays dividends. If Denver finds themselves grinding out close December games with postseason implications on the line, don't be surprised if Dobbins is the difference between a win and a loss. Broncos fans, you've been through a lot in recent years. But this move, this shows that the front office is serious about building a contender, piece by piece. They're not chasing big names for headlines. They're stacking smart, calculated additions that elevate the floor and raise the ceiling. And Dobbins, for all his injury history, still has the juice, still has that fire, still has something to prove. That's the kind of